Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
So, guys, I learned this. By the time this is out, by the way, it's not going to be there anymore. But so at Universal Orlando, Universal Studios Hollywood, not Orlando. Um, they have a thing called Fan Fest, and One Piece is at this Fan Fest, and they have a grand pirate show, replacing the Waterworld spectacular show, and I so want to see it, and it's only here until May 26th. I'm so upset.
Is it
Um,
the same show but with different costumes?
Incorrect, Hannah. It is One Piece.
but is
Like
it
they
is it just like the same
no,
stunts and everything?
nope. Like they have Sanji's leg that lights on fire. They got Luffy like flying through the air. They got a bunch. Yeah, no, it's cool.
Okay, so they tried with this.
Oh, they tried so hard. I watched the whole thing, obviously on YouTube, but it was actually so dope. One of my favorite things is like they didn't invest because it's not around for a long time. They didn't invest money in like a chopper puppet. Um, so they just have a chopper stuffy, and at one point, like he's fighting a marine, and it's just the stuffy on this marine's shoulders, and the marine is just acting like he's being attacked, and it's hilarious. But it's super good. I highly encourage those of you who like One Piece and listen to the show to watch it, the Grand Pirate Show. Uh, Hopefully they make. I know One Piece has a thing in Universal Japan, but hopefully they make a permanent fixture of One Piece somewhere in Universal one day. Also, I wanted to talk about something happy before we talk about something that was shit.
Why did you have to
Okay,
remind us of today's episode?
Well, because we have to do it, don't we?
we do, but you don't just spoil it to the audience about how we feel.
Just brought the mood down.
Well, I brought it up and then I brought it down.
All right, you said you wanted to talk. Oh, that was the happy thing.
That was it. That was it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had something else happy in addition to talk about. Okay, well, let's then get into the episode. Unless anyone else has something they'd like to talk about to delay this.
Well, I told
Um.
Frankie I had Scooby-Doo news.
Oh, we have Scooby News.
Yeah. Did we want that at the end or the beginning?
No, I'll do it now. Make me
Right now.
happy.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess first we should say at this time that
Oh, wait. Scooby Doo is at Universal Hollywood. They're at the or the Fan Fest nights. I don't know if it's Hollywood.
They have a
Um,
Shaggy sandwich.
yeah, but they meet the Universal monsters.
Oh,
So
that'd be
I
fun.
love those TikToks.
yeah, it's cute. Oh,
Well,
sorry, Hannah.
I guess we have two pieces of Scooby-Doo news because the Netflix series has begun production.
Mm-hmm.
And there are images of the cast.
There is an image.
It's weird. It doesn't look right.
It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. No. Also, I'm not convinced that's McKenna Grace.
It is. Like, it's clearly McKenna Grace, but it's also, like, not McKenna Grace.
It doesn't look like her. So there's that. That'll be a month old by the time this episode goes live.
There'll probably be way more images out.
Hopefully there'll be more Scooby news by then. So that wasn't the big news I had. I mean, I guess I don't have news. I have a rumor
Oh,
from
okay.
Hollywood. The
Mm-hmm.
live action movie cast may be returning for a third live action Scooby Doo film.
Oh my
Oh.
god. I haven't heard this rumor.
It would obviously be a continuation of Monsters Unleashed and Spooky Island, so it would make those films be a trilogy. Rumor is this would be a live action Zombie Island.
Oh. Is there any rumor on, like, is it gonna be James Gunn, or is it just...
There was no rumor on that. I think it's just like a rumor floating around that people want a third live action Scooby Doo film more than anything.
They do.
And I think right now we have like a tiny bit of a Scooby Doo renaissance with the new Netflix series, so it's kind of like on people's minds.
And the anime that's in development as well.
And that's correct. So kind of a renaissance for Scooby Doo in the mid to late 2020s, which I like. But
See,
all
Amanda,
those
Amanda,
All
you're
my
gonna get me to
rumors were
watch an anime.
unsubstantiated.
All right,
You're gonna get
Frankie.
me to watch an anime, Amanda, because
Fr-
I watched the Scooby Doo one. Are you upset with me? Is that anger I sense in Amanda?
Yeah, because if you think, look, I am super hopeful for things, but if you think this Scooby Doo anime is gonna be good,
Wow, doubting Scooby Doo.
I am. I'm also doubting this new live action cast. I'm doubting everything.
Well, let me tell you something, Amanda. It can't
hmm
be any worse than Shaggy and Scooby Doo Get a Clue.
That's not true because we have Velma.
I think Velma's better. I'm just gonna
I
say it. I
I
haven't
don't
watched Velma, but I think it's better.
I don't
I've never watched Velma either, so I don't know. But
I don't think it's gonna be better.
this was bad. Let's talk about how it was made and why it was made. So this was developed by a man named Ray DeLaurentis.
Oh,
Or booing Ray DeLaurentis.
yeah, he created this.
Ray DeLaurentis has done a few things. Let me give you a little perusal of his IMDb page.
I don't want to hear it.
He was a writer for Fairly Odd Parents,
Okay.
and he was a writer for Tough Puppy.
Mm.
He was a writer for the third Night at the Museum.
Hmm.
I think the third. I don't know which one. Night at the Museum. Kamunra Rises Again. Is that no? That's just an animated Disney Plus original movie. Never mind. I've never even heard of that. Um, and then he developed Shaggy and Scooby Doo Get a Clue, which ran from 2006 to 2008. It started on September 23rd, 2006, and ended on March 15th, 2008. I remember this debuting. I watched its debut and then didn't watch a single episode afterwards because I didn't like it even as a kid.
No, I didn't watch it.
I don't even remember this premiering.
This is the final Scooby Doo series that had any involvement from Joseph Barbera, as he would pass away in December of 2006. This is also the first Scooby Doo show where Shaggy is not voiced by Casey Kasem.
Casey
Why did
Kasem's
this?
there,
He
but
is
not as
in the
Shaggy.
show, but he's
Mhm.
not Shaggy. And the guy they got to get Shaggy, while a tremendous voice actor, is not great.
Look. All props to Scott. Look, Scott is Robin from Teen Titans. He is my childhood in some degree. He's also Zach from Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego. I could go on. He's so many things. Like, so many. Um, at the same time. Oh, I can't forget my favorite role that he ever played. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, he played Sokka's actor in that one episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I
But
think is really funny. That's
but
great. That's a
he's
great one. But but he's just not right for Shaggy, especially when we hear Shaggy's uncle. And even though Casey Kasem's not doing Shaggy's voice, you still hear a hint of Shaggy, and you're like, oh, that's what we could have had. Scott's also like Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia. Like he's a great. I don't want to give him shit because he's a great voice actor. He just
he is a
shouldn't have.
great voice actor,
He
but
just shouldn't have
sometimes a
been
great ass
Shaggy.
voice actor isn't right for the role,
Yeah.
and he's not right for this role. So I'll go into the cast now. We have Scott Menville as Shaggy. Frank Welker is Scooby, so that's fine. That's good.
And Fred for
Jim,
the minute that we see Fred.
well, we'll get into that. Yeah, Jim Meskimen is Robbie the robot. He's a character actor who's been in a ton of things. Like he's not been like the central guy in anything, but he's been in a lot of stuff. Casey Kasem, who is there, he's Dr. Albert Shackelford, the uncle. Jeff Bennett, the voice of Johnny Bravo, is the voice of the villain, Dr. Phineas Phibes.
I fucking love
And
Jeff Bennett. He's amazing.
they all also just voice all of the various other characters that are in the show.
Which is hilarious.
It's mainly just the five of them doing the
Mhm.
entire thing. Except for the very few moments in our first episode where Frank Welker is Fred, Grey DeLisle is Daphne, and Mindy Cohn is Velma. And this will also be old news by the time this episode airs. But shout out to Mindy Cohn for beating cancer. She
Yeah.
posted that.
Yay!
She had cancer. She beat it in 2017, and she's beat it a second time.
Way to go. Girl
So
boss.
shouts out Mindy Cohn.
Yeah.
All right. So why did Ray DeLaurentis make this show?
To upset everyone.
No, Warner Brothers Animation asked him to. He was asked by the company to develop a new show for the Kids WB programming block. And due to internal struggles at Time Warner, DeLaurentis was only allowed to use characters associated with the Hanna-Barbera library and was offered Scooby-Doo, as the previous series, What's the New Scooby-Doo, was considered too similar to the original, and they wanted something more broad. DeLaurentis developed the concept in 3.5 days when he decided to do a show that solely focused on Shaggy and Scooby, and with the help of veteran Matt Danner, began to add the elements that would eventually make up the series. The character of Dr. Phibes was created because DeLaurentis was a fan of over-the-top villains, and specifically chose Jeff Bennett to voice him during development of the show. We have a new animation style. The characters are redesigned.
I hate this. Look, I'm all for people trying new things. This was not it.
Do you know what the inspiration is?
Is it Daria?
No. The inspiration that they were going for.
If you say anime, I'm gonna
No,
shoot
it's not
myself.
anime. It's not anime. They were trying to make animated versions of the live action characters. The animation was supposed to look like like Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Linda Cardellini.
Are they high?
And the live action, more of the live action Scooby Doo. That was what they were going for. De Laurentiis said, though, he is not a fan of the final look of the series.
Then why produce it? Fix it. Tell them to go back and fix it.
There's a quote that was, "The studio just assigned those people to me. The unit production managers are literally the only people in the production that have no skill set and are given this sort of leeway to drive people crazy."
I feel like he's passing the blame.
Yeah, you are passing the blame.
I don't know. I believe him because, like,
I believe him to an extent, but also this story sucks.
Oh yeah, the story's not good. None of it's great.
Yeah. So it's not all just the animation. This would not have gone okay even if the animation was spectacular.
Like I said, Casey Kasem is not Shaggy in this for the first time in a television series. He is the voice of Shaggy's uncle. And Shaggy is no longer in the green shirt or even the red shirt. He is now in a white shirt with a green strip across it.
He's no longer a vegetarian either, now that Casey Kasem's not playing him.
Well, they changed that in one of the other movies.
But they didn't change it in the show.
In the animated movies.
Yeah. But in the shows...
He's not... Yeah.
This is the first time in a show that he's been non-vegetarian since he was a vegetarian.
They also have toned down, and this was a deliberate decision, the Shaggy and Scooby's cowardly tendencies.
Which is so not okay.
Fine with that. If it was in a better show, I'd be even happier with it. But like, I think
not
it's
okay
a cool
with it.
decision.
I understand it because it's just Shaggy and Scooby in this show, so they can't be cowards. I get that, but
then you lose all of like half of their personality.
This show is not good. Here, this show's not good. I don't know what else I can say.
So much like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which had actual monsters, and Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo shorts, the show is not the usual crooks masquerading as ghosts and monsters. Fred, Daphne, and Velma are very much downgraded. They cameo in the first episode, which we're going to talk about, and they have full guest appearances in another season 1 episode, which we didn't watch. Fred and Daphne also have silent cameos in one of the season 2 episodes when they are not allowed into Dr. Fibe's attractive people party. The limited appearances of the gang is intentional. De Laurentiis revealed that he wanted Shaggy and Scooby to develop as individuals and provide a contrast as to how they have matured. However, he admitted that if given more time, he would have made them appear more frequently. And then we have the final episode of the show. We have a little story about the final episode. When he was writing it, the building he was working in had been sold by Warner Brothers Animation to DeVry University and Amazon. And he only had Saturday and Sunday to write the entire episode.
Oh.
You know what?
He
It
said-
shows.
Yep.
He says, quote, DeVry and Amazon were literally jackhammering my wall. So I put in big wax earplugs with some noise-canceling headphones over them, and I just wrote the episode. And he said even though Dr. Fives escapes at the end of the episode, he had no ideas for a season 3.
I'm gonna be so for real.
I thought that
You didn't-
this was canceled. I thought he got the notice that was like, all right, we're canceling the show. And he was like, okay, well, I guess I'll wrap it up real quick.
That also wouldn't have surprised me.
We have 2 reviews. The overall score, it has a 4.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's actually a crime. It should be lower.
We have 2 reviews. We have a 1 out of 10 review and a 10 out of 10 review.
Well, is the 10 out of 10 from like the creator of the show?
There were quite a few 10 out of 10s. I picked this one because it was like the best written one, but there were quite a few of them. And this is from the time that the show was airing. This is from October of 2007. I'll start with this one because I feel you guys aren't going to agree with it.
You think?
Gee, I wonder why.
This is from Kay McClellan from October 27th, 2007.
Hey,
Title
you're
of the
wrong.
review, love it. Very funny. Like many here, I grew up with Scooby-Doo. Unlike many here who did, I love this show. I think that it has been very well done and thought through. Everything about it marks it as a spin-off which isn't meant to be taken seriously. The formula is simple. It is a parody of other cartoons with a single bad guy trying to get the better of the good guy. By using the well-known Shaggy and Scooby-Doo characters, it is much easier to engage the viewer with the parody humor from the outset of each 30-minute episode. There have always been Scooby-Doo spin-offs which have annoyed fans, the classic being the Scooby, Shaggy, Scrappy shorts from the 80s. These spin-offs had their place. They allowed new content to be sold, created new fans, and kept Scooby-Doo merchandise on the shelf. I would agree that Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue doesn't fit in with the traditional role, but it is probably what I had always wanted the Scooby, Shaggy, Scrappy shorts to be. An action-packed show which focuses on the best, funniest Scooby-Doo characters. Good features of the show. The animation, the voices, the attention to detail, the bad guys, the best friend relationship between Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, the constant humor. Bad features, none. Although the revamped Mystery Machine is pretty close at times.
Is this reviewer paid?
Hey,
I don't think so.
you said her name is Kay, right?
Well, it's just K, like the letter K, McClellan. I don't know their gender.
Okay, I was worried it was like Kay from Kay's Cooking.
Kay's Cooking. I will say I did look at their page, as I do. If I'm shocked by this, they've IMDb member for 8 years. They have left 2 reviews. It is this 10-star review of Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, and then a 1-star review of Law and Order UK.
I've seen Law and
That's
Order
it.
UK. It's
I didn't
better
even
than
know.
this.
I didn't know there was a Law and Order UK until I
It's
looked at
better
this
than
person's
this.
page. All right, so now the 1-star review.
Oh, thank God.
Much shorter. This is from GP Ryan on March 5th, 2022.
Let me
Titled-
guess the title.
All right.
What is this trash?
No, the title is An Abomination.
That's a good word.
That's a great word, actually. Much better.
There are loads of great Scooby-Doo series. This isn't one of them. Just don't go anywhere near it, and if your kids find it and put it on. You need to discuss their taste in TV programs and possibly penalize them until they understand that watching stuff like this is wrong. If it had Scrappy Doo in it, I'd give it an extra star. That's how bad it is.
I could not have written a better review.
Hmm.
I would like to also say I looked at their page, and they have only ever reviewed one thing. It is this show. That's how much they hated it. They've been an IMDb member for 19 years, and they hated this show so much they had to leave a review.
They reviewed this right when it came out.
No, they reviewed it in 2022. They joined in 2006.
Oh, okay.
Didn't
Yeah, that's
didn't
what I thought.
review
Like, I
it.
thought they reviewed
Yeah.
it back then when you said
No,
19 years.
they waited. Reviewed it in 2022. So they never reviewed a single thing from 2006 to 2022.
Do you
And they
think
hated this
they
so
thought?
much.
Do you think they thought this was like a fever dream they had, and then they found out Shaggy and Scooby Doo Get a Clue was in fact real?
I think they were hoping it was a fever dream. I always thought it was a fever dream when I remembered it because I was like, because I watched the kids WB at the time, and because that's where they aired Yu-Gi-Oh and Freakazoid and Pinky and the Brain and
Look, I love
Animaniacs
Freakazoid. Yeah.
and Static Shock, and so I loved and the new the TMNT, the newer TMNT show. I loved watching kids WB. I watched it all the time, and
Yeah.
that was where Pokemon aired.
Animaniacs.
Yeah, I said Animaniacs, I think.
Yeah.
But
Did
yeah,
you?
it was
Okay.
terrible. So I would see commercials for this, and I was like, well, I love Scooby Doo, so
Mhm.
obviously I'm gonna watch the new Scooby Doo show, and it was not good. I was very sad about it. I watched the first episode, hated it, never watched it again. As a 9-year-old, I was like, no, stop this. Get some help. But luckily for me, I don't have to talk about any of the episodes.
Yeah. Lucky you.
I think I took the movie next week. Or next month.
What's the movie?
I think it's the samurai one.
Oh, right, the racist one.
Yeah, well, if I'm looking correctly, yeah. No, it's Chill Out Scooby-Doo. One no one wanted to take.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, Amanda, I think you're up first with our first ever episode from Shags to Riches.
I'm gonna make this so short, guys. This actually.
I have. Can I
You're-
tell you? I usually take even if it's not my episode, I take a good amount of notes, like jokes that I have.
Yeah.
I have like 5 notes.
Okay, well, good. I hope
like,
you input
production
them.
Stuff.
I'm literally telling you guys the synopsis. So
Did you just pull the synopsis from Wikipedia?
no.
Okay.
It's
You
from the
could have.
Scooby-Doo
I
Wiki.
would not have been mad.
It's from the Scooby-Doo Wiki.
Oh my god. Yeah, they have more detailed
Wikipedia.
synopses. Okay, go. Regale us.
Yeah. So Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, they do start off in their house. Obviously, they live together. They're hungry. They're gonna make food, but there's no food in the fridge. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Shaggy then gets a call that lets him know that his uncle, Albert Shackleford, has disappeared and has left him with a shit ton of money. I believe $1 billion. Is that
Sure.
correct?
Sure.
Yes, he says he's a billionaire. So we don't know I don't know if we know the exact amount, but it is at least $1 billion.
At least $1 billion. And he recounts this to his friends, Velma, Fred, and Daphne. All of which look weird. Everybody looks weird. Also,
I don't hate.
Scooby just has dots for eyes, and it's frightening.
Also, by the way, how many rich uncles does Shaggy have? How many?
Well, I guess in canon, this would be the second.
And then isn't Shaggy himself rich in Crystal Cove?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, they move to Uncle Albert's mansion, and this mansion comes with a robot who's bad. He's a bad robot. He's not like bad as in like a bad guy, but he's bad as in he's a bad butler robot. He
Robot
breaks walls.
also looks like the Pringles mascot.
Yeah, he breaks walls. He also tried to cook them something and broke the dish. So there was glass in the food, so they can't eat that. They try to relax in this mansion. They find a giant TV, and there's a
Amanda,
bunch of remotes.
I hate to do this to you.
Oh
I
no.
hate to interrupt such a great episode synopsis. But there is something else we have to talk about first.
What?
Because it's not part of the synopsis. What do we think of that theme song?
I
There's a
don't want
Nazi.
to. I don't want to talk about it. Let me
You
know
don't
when
like the theme song? You're
No,
not a
I
fan?
don't.
Not a fan?
Let me know when I can get back to my horrible time.
I was
just
right.
wanted thoughts.
There's a Nazi.
Yeah, so I was gonna do research on it, and then I watched the episode, and I was like, oh, I guess the villain is a Nazi.
Yeah.
I was right.
And then
you
I
all
heard
made fun of me
and
last week.
we didn't make fun of you. We said, why would you just bring that up out of nowhere?
Yeah, that was the fun. That was the making fun of. You can't just bring up Nazis all the time, Hannah.
You can't just at the end of an episode, oh yeah, by the way, there's a Nazi in this Scooby-Doo show.
I feel like that's integral information that's needed.
Yeah, well,
before going into the show.
You could have just done it before Frankie started. And like, hey, by the way, just as a trigger warning, Nazis.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, he's like Nazi coded.
Yeah. He doesn't.
They're like Nazi symbols, but he's Nazi coded.
There is, if you look in the intro, he does do the see Kyle thing.
He does goose step and do the see Kyle, yeah.
Yeah. Which is not okay.
All right, you can get back to it. I just thought we should discuss the theme song because we discussed it for all the others, and it's not good.
It's not good. So yeah, so they find a bunch of remotes. They're trying to find the remote, and they do find one to try and turn on the TV. But it leads to a secret passageway behind a bookshelf, which leads them to a laboratory. This is where Albert kept all of his inventions, because apparently this man is also a genius, and that's why he's so wealthy. They find a message on one of the computers, a little thing, that basically tells them the password to this computer. In the computer, which, by the way, the password is Scooby Snack. In the computer, they find out that Albert had invented nanotechnology. What is this, Big Hero 6? This is an invention that gives its users transformative powers. And Albert also explains that he had to go into hiding because there are evil people trying to fuck with his invention and find the formula and all of that. Hey, speaking of evil people, let's talk about the Nazi. Dr. Phineas Fibes, whatever. He's the villain, and he expresses his plans to steal the formula for those nanos. He sends two of his little operatives, Agent 1 and Agent 2, to go steal the formula from the mansion. Agent 1, super competent, pretty loyal. Agent 2, dumbass. Good.
I believe you're discussing Agent Striking Cobra.
Why do you know that?
Yeah. How dare you disrespect? Because that was like the only thing that got a smile out of me in this entire episode.
What, the Agent Cobra thing? That's what got you?
This whole episode, yeah. Nothing else made me laugh or even smile.
So Shaggy and Scooby are hungry because they haven't eaten all day, and that robot cooked them food with glass in it. So they need to eat. So while they're cooking Scooby snacks in the kitchen, the agents break into the mansion, and I think they get into a little bit of a tiff with the robot for a minute, but then they start to chase Shaggy and Scooby, and they chase them into the laboratory. And they do try, Shaggy and Scooby are smart enough to try to stop them with a shrink ray that they were playing with the first time they went into the lab. But they do end up captured. So, the agents bring Shaggy and Scooby to the submarine where the evil villain is, the Nazi. I'm just gonna call him the Nazi. Is that cool? Cool. The Nazi is also accompanied by his assistant, Dr. Trebla. Which I don't know if any of you thought this was so obvious, but it was so obvious to me. It's Albert spelled backwards. Anyway, it demands the formula, but Shaggy and Scooby are like, well, Scooby first is like, we don't have it, and they don't have it, obviously. But Shaggy ends up giving him a fake formula for the hot dog tacos that they were trying to make, along with the Scooby snacks. And the Nazi said he was going to release them, but he lied. He's going to put them in like this chamber, the balance chamber, until they could verify the formula. And he's like, "Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, unless we dive, and then you'll drown." And guess what? They immediately drowned before he could even verify the formula. So he was just gonna kill them. So cool. In the chamber, Shaggy and Scooby discover that the Scooby snacks that they were making in their pocket contain Albert's formula because there's metal in the Scooby snacks. Scooby then eats the Scooby snacks and gains the power because humans can't eat it because in the message beforehand it said that it can't be, it hasn't been tested quite yet, so we have to test it on animals because that's what we should do, test things on animals. We shouldn't. Don't do that.
How does the show continuously get worse
Yeah,
in the
I don't know.
first episode?
I don't know. But Scooby turns invisible from this. It's one of the things. Each time he eats a nanobite Scooby snack or whatever, he turns into something else. This time it's invisible. He goes around and pretends to be a ghost. Well, first off, they have to sneak out of the balancing chamber, and they do that because Shaggy's like, "Hey, the dog escaped." And the guys are like, "What do you mean the dog escaped?" And then the dog, Scooby, invisible, whatever, sneaks out. And then he pretends to be a ghost and scares and attacks the agents, chases them away, but the formula wears off as soon as Scooby-Doo burps. However, he and Shaggy are able to, take an escape pod and get out of there. The Nazi sees them escapes and realizes that the recipe that he was given was fake, as a shark then swallows the submarine. I didn't understand that one. It was just to make his bad day worse, I guess. At the end, we see Shaggy and Scooby recounting their tale to Fred, Daphne, and Velma, all of which who look weird, and that's the end. And I'm done. That was.
And then in that conversation,
Mhm.
they all like Daphne's Velma's like, "Oh, and you guys have to work on your own, so I guess we won't see much of you. Why do they have to work on their own?
Yeah,
You could help out."
weird friends. I feel like if I
Hey,
had this, you guys would at least be moral support.
yeah. Well, it looks
And
like you got a
not just
really.
because you're a billionaire now.
Yeah.
They just keep saying, "Looks like you got a really big problem in your hands. Sucks for you."
Yeah, that really, man, that sounds rough, buddy. You know the Zuko meme where he just
Yeah,
taps Sokka on the back and is like, "That's rough, buddy." That's
yeah,
what they're
because
doing.
Sokka reveals that his girlfriend turned into the moon.
My girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough,
That's
buddy.
rough, buddy. That's Velma, Daphne, and Fred and Shaggy. Hey, my uncle is missing and might be dead.
That's
Rough,
rough,
buddy.
buddy.
Stay tuned for that meme on the Instagram.
Oh, please. That's one of my favorite memes in the whole world. I think I've sent that to you a couple times, Frankie.
It's a good one.
It's
Like
a great
it's
one.
always appropriate.
Because he is trying to be supportive, but it's like the sarcastic support that only Zuko can give. Which, by the way, nobody watch. I know it's gonna be out by the time this comes out. I'm sure nobody watched the new animated Avatar movie. I know it leaked online. Don't do it. Wait until the premiere. Because we want to support animators, and they worked so hard on this. Also, Eric Nam voices Adult Aang, and I love Eric Nam, and I met him. Okay, be nice to the animators and to Eric.
Yeah, don't watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it
I
either.
didn't want to. So
I
yeah,
did
don't watch
see
it.
I did see the trailer, and I get why everybody is saying that Prince Zuko's hot. He has long hair now.
Let's talk
Anna,
about the final episode of the show.
thank God.
I would rather talk about Avatar.
I know,
It's called
me
Uncle
too.
Albert Alert. Well,
Thank
listen. This isn't reviewing all of Avatar because, to be fair, that's only 2 shows.
Can
Well,
we
actually, It's 3 shows and a movie.
I think that we should review Avatar: The Last Airbender, the first series, in its entirety. Or
When we're done with
after
Scooby-Doo,
after Scooby-Doo, yeah.
we just start a second podcast.
No, after we're done with Scooby-Doo, Hannah.
It replaces Scooby-Doo.
It's going to replace Scooby-Doo.
We'll discuss. We'll discuss.
I also want to throw Wings Club into the mix.
Oh my god.
That can be your own personal time. Me and
I
Frankie
feel
don't
like
want
we
to.
shouldn't torture people with things.
Yeah, we all like Avatar, just like we all
We
like
all like-
Scooby-Doo.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
It's not our fault that Scooby-Doo makes such shit every once in a while.
Yeah. For the most part, we enjoy it.
This is just us saying, look, hey guys, you're a great product. Look what you
This
can
one's
do.
literal
at your height.
shit, though.
This
Yeah,
is shit.
yeah.
This is the final episode of the show. We watched. Apparently, there's an overarching story. Who cares? It's called Uncle Albert Alert.
Yeah, so the episode opens on Shaggy and Scooby chilling in a pool. The robot butler's there. He's like, I fixed the snack bot. And then the robot butler falls into a pool, and the snack bot attacks Shaggy and Scooby with rock candy. I think it's trying to kill them.
It's just rocks. That's not candy.
Yeah, I don't know what's
It's just-
going on.
It's just rocks coming out of a fucking gun.
Yeah, that's a machine gun snack bot.
Well, it goes haywire. I don't care what's going on. Uncle Albert sends Shaggy and Scooby a message via the robot butler. Uncle Albert has infiltrated the villain's lair. He's deep undercover, but the villain is growing sus of everyone.
So can I just say, shitty Star Wars reference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it is.
That's
It's
it.
only a matter of time before Uncle Albert is discovered, so Shaggy and Scooby have to save him. After the theme song, we're in the villain's lair. He has a bunch of minions. I don't know who they are, aside from Agents 1 and 2. They're important to the plot, I guess. I don't know. I didn't watch the show.
The 2 wizard fellows? I don't care.
There's 2 wizard nerds. Don't know.
They're the tech heads, apparently.
Yeah, they're IT. They're the whole IT department, is what I gathered.
Which, look, I love D&D. This is so tech guy coded, actually. It's actually truthful.
Anyway, the villain's going on how there's a mole. But everyone in the inner circle is safe, though. Except Dr. Trebla's there, aka Uncle Albert. Amanda, you were right.
It was so fucking obvious.
Now, apparently the villain has like 1 million minions, so he's going to interrogate them all at random one by one by picking their names out via a bingo ball cage. And he starts with Minion 21. Minion 21 and comes into the lair, and the villain fires him. Not because he's the mole, but because he's due for a raise.
Yeah, and
And-
also the ice cream question. That ice cream choice was mid.
I don't remember.
If you were
what
an
he
ice
said.
cream, what's your favorite kind? Was it if you were an ice cream, what would you be?
Yeah. He just picked a mid
he's-
flavor.
I don't even remember what flavor he picked.
Yeah, I didn't care enough to write it down.
It was something with almonds.
Almonds. Who wants fucking almonds?
Exactly. That's why I was like, nah, fire his ass.
I will say, good joke of like firing him because he's about to get a pay raise.
Yeah, no,
Good way to make
that is
someone
funny.
good evil corporation joke.
Being fired in this company means you get thrown down a chute and into some dungeon, I'm sure. The villain ends up walking on top of the trapdoor he just sent Minion 21 down, and Uncle Albert reaches for the lever, and now everyone's kind of suspicious of Uncle Albert. Shaggy and Scooby arrive now. They shoot 2 guards standing watch with rock candy from the malfunctioning snack bot that they brought along, and then they infiltrate the lair by stealing those 2 guard outfits. The villain knows Shaggy and Scooby have infiltrated the lair, and instead of capturing the 2 straight away, he has them followed, because he believes they're going to go straight to the informant.
Good plan.
Actually,
To
yeah.
be fair, it's also, I will props to Ray for writing this episode and not having the villain be an idiot. Go, wow, look at the camera. There's a hippie and a dog walking through, but they're dressed in my suit, so they must work here. Also,
What do
this
you
is
think
the
about
part.
the Lairs call center then, Frankie?
Oh, the call center's so fucking funny. I This episode has some really good jokes in it, but I think it's because I believe what Amanda was saying earlier, that Ray knew the show was going to be canceled and he was like not going to be working on anything for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and that because like if you look at this, he goes from this to Tough Puppy, and Tough Puppy's a Nick show, not a Warner Brothers show.
Yeah.
So I think he knew, and he's writing a bunch of shit to just like angry at a company, like a big corporation like Warner Brothers.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's good.
It's good, and it had like the only moment that made me laugh between the two episodes, not just a smile, was when Scooby is like, Shaggy says you have to walk like you're evil, and Scooby's like muttering to himself, walking on two legs,
Mm-hmm.
and the call center stuff was really good, but it's still not enough to make this a good show.
No, no.
Cool. So Shaggy and Scooby are in the evil call center. Um, Minions are
You
all
can just say
asking
call
for donations.
center.
Yeah, all
You can
call
just say
centers are a
all
little
call
evil.
centers are evil.
Well, yeah.
Well, except the crisis hotlines at 911.
Yeah, yeah.
Any
But
call
every other
center
call center.
asking for donations.
Yeah, any other call center that's not helping people, like tech support, also kind of evil. If I have to hear one more fucking robot or telemarketer robot, I'm gonna lose it.
Shaggy and Scooby proceed to go around looking for Uncle Albert. They're going to look for Uncle Albert's distinctive leg mole. They
This is
just go around.
harassment.
They just go around pulling up everyone's pant legs.
This is harassment.
It's official sock inspection.
I was watching this and I was like, if somebody came to me while I was at work doing my job and just pulled up my pant leg, I would go to HR so quickly.
I don't know if there's an HR in this villain's lair.
I imagine there's HR if they're getting raises.
Well, they're not because they're getting fired.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, they have nap pods, so someone fought for that. They might be
Yeah.
unionized.
Yeah, they could be unionized. HR or the union, one of the two.
So many questions surrounding this last episode of a show no one cares about. We go deeper into the building. The boys evade getting tased. The minions following do get tased, and the villain gets electrocuted. At one point, the agents 1 and 2 destroy the Lair's infrastructure. More hijinks ensue, and the villain is just seen crashing out. Which that was just me watching the show. So Shaggy and you finally realize they need to infiltrate the villain's inner circle because they figure out that Uncle Albert was able to warn them because he's in the inner circle. So they just walk into the villain's office with peanut butter sandwiches. And the villain, knowing it's Shaggy and Scooby, he just seals the room shut. He finds out the mole is in here. If Shaggy and Scooby are in my inner circle room, then the mole is part of the inner circle. So no one's leaving now until the threats are destroyed. So Shaggy and Scooby say the mole is the two agents who were following him and Scooby and the two computer nerds.
Mhm.
He tells the villain that they all were working from the inside to take the villain down. And the villain just kind of believes Shaggy and has Uncle Albert catch the other four in a giant sphere. But oops, Uncle Albert locks the villain in the sphere because he's actually the mole.
Oopsie poopsie.
It's crash out time again. No one cares. Literally no one in this room cares.
Uh, yeah. Well, they don't care, but they're all very impressed at Albert.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
I wrote they think Uncle Albert is awesome for what he did.
They're all super chill with like, hey, you've been spying on us this whole time from episode 1. Nice job. We didn't even know.
But the villain still has one final trick to pull. He sets the lair to self-destruct. And he also electrocutes Uncle Albert and escapes from the sphere and manages to shoot off in a rocket, which Shaggy promptly hitches a ride on. He leaves Scooby and all the others to die.
I believe he was supposed to be making like a weird sacrifice thing, but it didn't turn out that way.
No, he leaves them all to die in this crumbling building. Uncle Albert has a Scooby snack, though, and it's an ultra speed Scooby snack. Uncle Albert proceeds to ride on Scooby's back to escape the building because he's very weak still. And Scooby is so fast, he manages to get every single minion out of the building in time. With Shaggy and the rocket, Shaggy has proceeded to. He's free falling from the rocket. But he doesn't die because at the last moment he calls upon Snackbot to spray pudding into the air, and he uses the pudding to surf down safely. And everyone is safe and sound. I didn't even realize the villain escaped at the end because I did not care.
No, he escapes. Yeah, he's gone.
I don't know what the plot of the show is. I don't ever want to find out. The show has ended. I don't. Oh god, that was bad.
All right, Frankie, let's wrap this up.
Okay, well, the only question is this better or worse than the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo seasons 2 and 3?
It's
Which are
worse.
the shorts.
It's worse.
It's worse.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I just had to.
Just had to
had to
verify.
ask. Yeah, I can't be making assumptions.
I think you could have made the assumption.
I can't make assumptions.
This is the one time, Frankie, where I would have been like, "Hey, make the assumption." Also, Frankie, I have to tell you, I bought the Dirty Mountain Dew, the cream soda Mountain Dew. It's about as trash as this movie. Or sorry.
I like the dirty Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can take it home then.
I like the cream soda Mountain Dew.
Okay.
This is bad. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue is now our worst rated Scooby-Doo TV show. Just a quick question to throw out then. Is this worse or better? I know we have them on separate lists, but is this worse or better than Scooby-Doo and Arabian Nights, our worst movie?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Look, so there's racism in Arabian Nights, and I can't condone that one. Like really
I think
bad.
that one is worse too because it also has barely any Scooby and Shaggy.
Correct,
yeah, at least this has Scooby-Doo.
And like the voice cast is good. Not that like the voice cast for that was awful, but like this is significantly better, I think.
They weren't really putting in their best effort on that movie.
Yeah, they weren't. So cool. Are we done? Can we be done? We're done. Good, because normally I like doing these podcasts with you guys. Today was not the day.
Well, okay, so next month for Scooby-Doo, we will be doing another movie. It's a while until we get to a TV show or anything different, I'm pretty sure. Let me take a look.
Is our next TV show Mystery Incorporated?
Yes. We have 5 movies before we get to Mystery Incorporated.
Okay.
Next month will be Chill Out Scooby-Doo. Then we have Goblin King. Then we have Samurai Sword. Then we have the beginning of the second live-action movie series, the Cartoon Network live-action ones, with Haley Kiyoko.
Right, she was in it.
And then we have Scooby-Doo Abracadabra-Doo. And then we finally have Mystery Incorporated. Now, we have 2 other shows. Just I want a little prediction from the 2 of you. We have 2 more shows coming forward on this that people notably hate. We have Velma. And we have Be Cool Scooby-Doo.
I expect Be Cool Scooby-Doo to either be slightly better or slightly worse than this.
The
I
Be
have
Cool Scooby-Doo
seen-
animation terrifies me.
Yeah.
I think people don't like Be Cool Scooby-Doo simply for the animation. I've watched like 2 or 3 episodes and they're not bad. Like it's very formulaic again. It's just the art style.
I will say one of the
Okay.
things I do like about that one, the Be Cool Scooby Doo, is Velma, or not Velma. Daphne has she has puppets of like all of the characters, and I think it's really fucking funny.
Okay. Um, and then do we think Velma's gonna be better or worse than this? I know Hannah said better, but
I think it's gonna be better. I'm gonna
I
double
don't know.
down on
no,
it.
I think it's gonna be worse.
I think it's gonna be worse. I can't.
I can't do like look, I hate to use this term, but I can't do like woke Velma. Like I feel like it's taking itself a little too seriously. And like Scooby Doo is all about not taking yourself seriously. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. All right. Well, with all of that, let's wrap. Oh no. Sorry. Hannah, what are we doing next week?
Oh, next week we're gonna head back to the BCU.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
The
no.
Barbie Cinematic Universe.
Not the BCU.
How dare you, Franklin?
Oh
We're
my
gonna
god.
talk about Barbie and the magic of the Pegasus.
Come on, it's horses.
A
Horses, though, yeah.
horse-centric film, Franklin.
They better not fucking mistreat these horses. I'm gonna be fucking so mad if any of these horses are mistreated. Someone's going down. I just want everyone to know that. This is a warning to Barbie filmmakers from 2007.
I was gonna say they've already made the thing. They
If
can't go
something
back
happens,
This
if
is a
something
very
happens
old
to these
movie now.
horses, if something happens to these horses, I'm going to find you.
now. And to what, Franklin?
They don't want to know.
They don't want to know, or I
They
don't
don't want
want
to
to.
know.
I want to know.
No one wants to know.
Anna,
I do want to know.
I'm gonna let horses run them over repeatedly.
okay.
Oh, and I am gonna say this for anyone who is like watching the Barbie films along with us. At the time of recording, Barbie just released this full movie on YouTube for free.
Yeah, they did.
Yo, what? That's dope.
Yeah, they
You
did.
mean I don't have to go to some weird Russian website to watch
Nope.
this?
Well, I
Nope.
was gonna send you guys a Facebook link because it was on Facebook for free, but it's up on YouTube for free on like the official Barbie YouTube channel. So
Yep.
I think that takes away from the essence of the movie, not having to watch it on some weird Russian Facebook page.
I don't think it does.
we'll have a nice, easy time watching it this week, which hopefully will make up for somewhat for having to watch Shaggy and Scooby Doo get a clue.
Can't be worse. It can't be worse.
Bet you it could.
If it's somehow worse than this show, I'm gonna riot.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is
There's gonna
either,
be
but it could.
a
It could be.
riot. Alright.
I think this
Well,
is
that-
one is where Barbie overthrows a totalitarian government, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, woo! Love overthrowing totalitarian governments.
Hey Barbie, do you want to come to America?
Wanna help out?
Barbie, please.
We
Please, I'm
need you
begging.
now more than ever.
Oh, honestly,
when the world needed her most, she vanished.
yeah. All right, Avatar, fucking
That was the
Barbie.
joke. Thanks.
What the
thanks.
hell?
That was the joke.
Yeah, I get it, but nah, not okay, Barbie. You can't abandon us. I get why everybody was so pissed off at Aang now.
Yeah.
She abandoned
Right.
us to do a baking movie.
Oh yeah, there's the baking movie. Of the baking. All right, let's wrap this up. As of recording, we're on YouTube and Spotify. If you're listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you know when each and every episode is uploaded. If you're listening to us on Spotify, remember to leave a rating and review and follow the show. No matter where you're listening, if you think someone's going to enjoy what we're doing over here, then share this with your friends, your family, anyone you think might like what we are talking about on Nothing to See Here. If you would like to send us an email. You can ask us a question. You can give us future ideas for episodes. You can just give us some general commentary about the show. You can go and send us an email over to
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR.
And if you would like to see some good artwork made by Amanda, if you'd like to see some memes made by Hannah, there's going to be a That's Rough Buddy meme
It's a great
we
one.
were promised. Put up there. And
Good.
images of the things that we discuss in our show. You can find all of that and more over on our Instagram page, which is
Nothing to see here pod.
And I think that's all of the business taken care of. So join us next week for another Barbie movie saying goodbye and good night. It's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
I'm gonna go watch a better show, which is literally anything else.
All
Watch
right, bye
Barbie.
everyone.
Nah, I'm gonna watch One Piece.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.